And back again with another episode of Football Tussle. And
Indeed.
where do we start? It's VAR. VAR horror show weekend. Possible VAR was introduced. And there's any of the games games that we go to had VAR chaos in it. But no better place to start with the leaders there who have been leaders for I don't know how long anyway. But let's start with them. Once again, Arsenal have dropped points. What do you think of that game?
What do you think of the game?
Well, I mean, Arsenal, they played all right. Once again, it's back-to-back games where they didn't play that well, really. I mean, last week against Everton, they were a bit better than against Brentford. Brentford, they should have been at least 2-0 down before they even scored, before Arsenal even scored, because Tony missed a sitter, and there was other people that, had good chances there. But for me, once Arsenal do go ahead, which was a good Tossa's first goal. He's been involved in assists when he's come off the bench, and now he's been involved in his first goal. And for me, once they went ahead, they deserved to get the 3 points, but they were robbed by VAR. I mean, shocking. Checking on we're hearing all sorts of excuses. They're saying it took 3 minutes to check if there was Pinnock was offside. I don't know why that one took 3 minutes. And then after that, then they forgot about Newgard being offside. And then worst thing, no lines were drawn. My God, you can't make this up.
That was what I was just waiting for you to say. For me, listen, I don't want to listen. There's a title race. There are ups and downs, but
there ones. I mean, sometimes
I say there's a conspiracy against Arsenal for that one. Because for you to be part of the VAR panel, for you to be doing VAR and not to draw the line when judging a decision, but rule the goal as valid, then boy, what can I say? What can I say? Listen, not taking away from the performance from Arsenal, we were very poor, but sometimes you play poor and you win the game. Sometimes you grind it out. VAR was introduced to football for this primary reason, and listen, I'm beyond upset because Wednesday I don't see us beating City, and people say get a grip, but I'm just being honest. We're not playing our best football right now, and then you have VAR giving goals like that without drawing a line. I couldn't believe it. I was thinking even without the line being drawn, I knew it was offside, but I wanted the line to make it as clear as day for everyone, and they didn't do that.
As I said, there's no excuse for in a normal job. Incompetence, you can get fired or suspended. Because in a normal job, say like you're in a financial industry or even in the transport safety industry, any kind of mistake like that, where loss of money or possibly injury, you'd be suspended without pay or with pay pending investigation. Mason's been involved in how many? He needs to be taken off the panel.
I can't stand the guy as well. I can't stand him.
And then, I mean, Arsenal, they were unlucky. I mean, because as you said, sometimes you don't play well and you still grind out the 1-0 win. That's a sign of them, potential champions. But if the VAR, which is there to aid the referee, is not able to do their job when they've got so many angles or cameras taking too long on one part and then missing another part, it's beyond forgivable there. So for me, it was poor. But we don't want to spend too much. Obviously, we got time.
Please don't.
All in a good time. Arteta's got a few decisions to make anyway regarding that game on Wednesday. Anyway, regarding possibly Martinelli, he's been out of form for a while, so it's either he plays Martinelli, drops him and put Tossard there, or puts Martinelli where Nketiah is and drops Nketiah and puts Tossard on the left. Yeah, so he's got a couple of decisions there, and possibly left back with Zinchenko as well.
That's what I would do, to be honest. I mean, the whole Zinchenko. Listen, many Arsenal fans like Zinchenko, but for me, do your day job. I see he's defending all the time. He's defending. It's not great. It ain't good enough. And people tell me, yeah, he helps the midfield, yes, and blah, but do your day job, man. So obviously, I know Arteta ain't gonna call Tierney into this game because Tierney's been out of the side, but Tierney was part of the run when Zinchenko was injured. But for me, if you're asking me for my lineup, I would probably make only one change, which would be Martinelli up top for Nketiah, because even for Martinelli not setting the world alight, his endeavor, his pressing, and Nketiah sometimes is a statue. When there's no service, there's nothing. But if Martinelli was up there, it would cause problems, especially to those
movements,
especially to those City centre backs. So that would be my tweak.
One change. Yeah,
but
definitely.
But I know Arteta would probably drop Martinelli for this game and play Tussle, which
we'll see. He might surprise us next minute unchanged for the third game in a row, but we'll see anyway. But well done, Brentford. Brentford have got a great record against the top six now. What's it called? I think they're unbeaten. I can't remember if they've lost any. So well done to Thomas Frank, having another wonderful season right up there still. Tony once again causing chaos there still. Saliba looked like he was taken out with a tumble dryer.
Listen.
Anyway.
Everyone gets bad. Listen,
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
They were so poor. In fact, one of the reasons that goal got given for Brentford, if you see the cross into the box, no Arsenal defenders were jumping. They were all glued to the floor. They were all glued to the floor. Nobody was jumping. I couldn't believe why. Your legs heavy. Listen, bring on Wednesday anyway. This is what title races are about.
That's what I'm saying.
So bring on.
For me, as you said, it's a game you say Arsenal. You don't see Arsenal winning, but Arsenal don't really need. Obviously, Arsenal don't need.
We need to draw that game.
They would love to win it, but a draw is good because that is one of the games against your the two games against Man City.
Exactly.
They need to win more than you. So
it's true. And Man City are looking like they're picking up form. So maybe move on. Yeah.
Moving on to another controversial game. We'll keep it quick and sweet there. It was at that's West Ham versus Chelsea there. I mean, Chelsea have got their own problems. They've got 600 million worth of problems anyway still. The old Jay-Z there still.
60 million.
There you go. For me, Chelsea a bit like Newcastle, but Chelsea, a bit more with all that spent. Why are they struggling to score goals? What is Potter doing? We say Harry Potter, but whatever he's got in that magic hat, it must be outdated. The rabbit must be dead. There's no good cards. The wand is bent. There's nothing working there. So Harry Potter, my goodness. But anyway,
funny thing you said that I saw the other day on the PS5 the new Harry Potter game that maybe Harry should try playing that because that's the only thing he might be good at. Listen, I don't know with Chelsea. Listen, it was bound to happen when you buy that amount of players. You're bound to be disjointed. However,
and he tried a new formation as well.
Yeah, but I just feel for me, they still
88 million was it?
88.
Have you missed a good one on that one?
Well, Midrick, right now, listen, as an Arsenal fan, I'll be honest, there's the biasness. I'm hoping he flops. So I could be like, yes, he's justified. But right now, he's not setting the world alight at all. Joao Felix has been a good buy. He looks sharp. He's a quality player. But it will take time. Enzo did an assist there. The Michaelia, wherever his name is, on the right wing. It will take time for Chelsea, but Potter might not have that time. Like he said the other day in the press conference, he needs to change the run of bad results, and football is not a long-term game. So he's on a timer. He
knows anyway.
He's on a timer.
Even though he's not been involved in most of these buys there, he knows most owners, especially American ones, or any owners that spend that kind of money there, sooner or later they're looking at the results there, and you only can have so many 9 lives or whatever. But for me, VAR, my God,
shocking.
The referee, possibly you could question him, but how can VAR claim that they think that because Thomas Schuster was falling, he used his hand to try and protect himself from the floor? It was clear, as Potter said, you need 2 goalkeepers nowadays. My goodness, there clear, one of the clearest handball calls for a penalty in years.
And what is so crazy with these decisions is
he didn't even go upstairs.
I'm tired of this apology, and then you see
that means nothing.
They have the reviews are like, sorry, you should have been given. Now he's missing. Now this guy's going to miss his next few games or whatever. For me, VAR should reach that point. We don't want to see delays in the game and stuff like that. I don't want to see it. However, because they're using VAR, if you're gonna take 5 minutes, which is very annoying, and I don't want to see that, but you need to make that decision correct. Do not implement a tool to make these decisions correct and don't use it to its full capacity and still make big errors. So see it from all angles, see from A, see from B, see from C. And sometimes, as they do with like foul plays or violent conduct, the ref doesn't need to see it. You could overthrow the ref and tell the ref, listen,
it's a red card. That's it.
You don't need to. Yeah, so it's
in cricket, they when they go upstairs, what's it called? When they go for a review, what the umpire normally gets from the person in the upstairs, he tells the umpire, you're gonna have to overturn your decision and put your finger up to say he's out. And that's what, as you said, needs to be done sometimes in this on football VAR. Not every time go to the screen, because once you're telling him to go to the screen, you're telling him to overturn the decision. Yes or no?
And the thing is, even the screen, the ref doesn't. I've seen the screens. The ref doesn't get the full angles. See? You in the VAR office should be having all angles from the top, from the bottom, from the right. Every time I see with VAR, what they do, the ref goes to the screen and then they do it in slow motion.
And it's like this.
Yeah, they do this like an old video there. And
there you go. That's what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, I mean, what's it called?
Terrible.
Yeah. Well done for West Ham. Back-to-back 1-1 draws there to keep what's it called?
West Ham
above water.
They having a season to forget. West Ham just need to get the season done. Because I feel
that's
like
what I'm saying.
They wouldn't get up to 10th. Like the way they're playing the form,
chance.
It doesn't look like it's gonna get any better. Good players, but
there you go. Chelsea, as I said, as we both said, there's no top four for them anyway. Can't see it happening. So they're just it's a season where they're trying to see if they can get into Europa or something. But if I was them, you forget Europa. But we'll see how that goes. But moving on to another game that had another controversial stuff. It was the A23 derby. That is Crystal Palace versus Brighton. There still. We'll keep it short and sweet there still. But once again, VAR. But in this game, I heard on a goal that was disallowed for Brighton from I think the Ecuadorian left back or centre back.
Yes.
I heard the lines were drawn incorrectly. They were drawn in between players. Instead of being drawn in front of them, it was drawn inside the players. My God, you're getting no lines drawn. You're forgetting about offside. You're getting no lines drawn, and then you're getting lines drawn incorrectly. Is it 5-year-olds up there? Is it a nursery in VAR? It must be a nursery where maybe my daughter's drawing the lines. What is happening up there? God, it's not fit for purpose. And it's costing people, what's it called? As you said, possible title points, top four possibly, Europa, relegation, you name it. And all you're hearing is, I'm sorry. What sorry? Shut your sorry away.
Listen,
go on.
Your daughter will probably draw a more straighter line than what they've done
you.
in a better position.
My God.
I feel like I'm repeating myself. I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet, like the great Chelsea legend there, Didier Drogba. It's a fucking disgrace. It's a fucking disgrace.
Anyway, thankfully, Drogba
said it, not me.
Anyway.
Drogba said it, not me. But
Drogba, don't sue us. But you did say it anyway, so you can't sue us. But yeah, it's definitely up there with effing disgrace anyway. Not fit for purpose. But once again, Brighton unlucky because Brighton are playing great football this season. They do. Palace there. Palace they need to be careful that they don't get drawn in because the results have been poor. Too much reliance on Zaha. He's out injured. It's another team that struggles to score goals. He's not helped by another tight owner. But anyway, as I said,
Palace will be fine, man. And if you're working at Palace, the budget must be tight. Palace, I'm surprised that all the players, they're understaffed, and all wearing flipping tight, skinny trousers. No, because the way how tight the manager is with everything, and probably putting something mandatory and all sorts of
Done him
nonsense.
as well. Tight trousers.
Is
What's it called?
I don't
Leggings.
know. I don't know
Yeah.
because it's
We'll see how
shocking.
that one. Yeah, it's definitely.
Nice
But
one,
said
Vieira, man. Keep it up, man.
there you are. What's it called? Should hopefully, as you said, they'll be safe away from the relegation places. Moving on quickly there. What a humiliation there for Spurs. Is that maybe Conte? You should have stayed on your sick bed because when you wasn't there last week, you beat Man City, and now it's after the Lord Mayor show. We were saying, was it Zorro, Poro, or Poro? What is his name? That has to be one of the worst debut, for a player there. And they spent 44 million on him. My God, he looked like he was 400,000, about 44 million. The man had a nightmare.
He had a nightmare. What was so crazy, I said last week, or was it 2 weeks ago, I said, they got rid of Doherty. And I said, Doherty is an example of failing upwards.
There you go.
Once again, Spurs would make me use that analogy again. Poro is another example of making progress backwards because he's moved forward to Spurs, but the performances is backwards because, boy, my guy was getting ripped, shredded.
But then you also have to ask questions about the lineup there. Why did he change the centre backs?
Broken. Flip.
Name it.
I'm naming all sorts of verbs.
There you go. But for me, what's it called? It's another sign. It's another sign that I don't know what he was doing with Tagana or whatever. I always call him like a tangerine. He should never be playing. There you go. He's not good enough to be playing for a top 6 side. Eric Dyer, we've always said he's been dire straits. I don't know why somehow he turned into some rubbish.
If I was manager of Spurs, none of those players would be on my team. The only person that might survive is Romero. That's it.
There you go. But he blew himself anyway, getting sent off. So he was enforced.
But Spurs got problems because Bentancur has been out for a while. Now. He comes back, plays a few games, and now he's out for the season. And then
he's becoming a bit of an injury-prone player.
Yeah, who's going to be there? Bissouma's injured.
I'm hearing it's going to be Oliver Skip and someone called Sarr. My goodness.
Oh, Sarr. Yeah, Sarr. I forgot Sarr here.
Yeah, because Holberg's is suspended for the game in midweek against Champions League Champions League against Milan anyway.
Milan are they are on very poor form. I think they've lost the last 4 games. So
no, they won their last game. They're still
but previously
they were in poor form. I can't see if Spurs are playing that back line, Oliver Giroud's gonna have a field day, even though he's old. But moving on. Spurs need to The only thing that saves Spurs is that the Newcastle result. But as I said, time permitting, because time's going.
You don't let Leicester blitz you like that, though. But still, moving on.
But you said one key thing, and we mentioned it a few times. When Iheanacho plays, he not only assists, he scores. Brendan Rodgers.
Listen. You've seen it.
He's been like a very good player, but his reward is always on the bench.
Bench.
Finished. Vardy needs to be sold in the summer. He's finished. Let him go to Blackpool or something. Go and put his flip-flops on at the Blackpool Tower.
You could see with sorry, just a quick one. You could see with Ignacio reinstated into the side, they picked up form. It's no coincidence. He's a great finisher. Look at the goal he scored. You think he's gonna roll it? It's curved around the keeper.
There you go. And the way he made Eric Dyer dance there on that goal was
because
he done him there. Eric didn't know what was happening.
Eric Dyer was like those shaking head toys
himself with his centre partner. My goodness. But Spurs, they just need to try and sort themselves out to try and fight for a top 4 finish, and then Leicester just try and keep moving away from the relegation places. Back-to-back games where they score 4 goals. Maddison back as well. If he can keep his fitness, that's key for them. It's
fantasy managers.
Yeah. But moving on quickly there to tonight's Merseyside derby. Hello, we're back.
You found your voice. Shut it.
Randolph, I'm not talking to you, but we're back. Not yet. Today, I'll be honest, I expected Liverpool to get back to winning ways against against the defensive double-decker part the Barca Anfield dyke football. Let's be truthful. Arsenal just blew themselves, losing somehow to Everton.
Was
Everton
the low block, man? Was the low block?
Are rubbish.
Yeah.
All they do is play 3 defensive midfielders, throw all the people at the back, and hope for a smash and grab.
Yeah.
Not tonight. Not tonight. And Gakpo, he's not taking up the vacancy for 007 because he heard this. Well done, Gakpo. You go there, still tap in to get your first confidence one. Salah! It's been a long time since I said that as well. Well done. He's got his goal bonus.
Wow, you see what I have to deal with. This guy's been quiet for a look at that, my airdrops.
I tell you, the happiness there, so the happiness. And the clean sheet as well. The only thing that I was a bit disappointed in, what's it called? The icing on the cake would have been a Darwin Núñez goal. But let me not be too greedy. Well done, Liverpool. But
Darwin Núñez, especially for the first goal. My goodness,
what a counter!
What a counter! They cross it. Tchaikovsky hits the post with the header, and next minute it was in his bikers, man. What a listen!
Bye bye. So for me, it was expected to win. What's it called? But I know some little fans. I don't know if they were true. They thinking Everton was going to win. But for me, it was expected to win. The real test will be the next game against Newcastle to see if that game, if we could beat them, and then we got games in hand.
Wow, look at that. If we could beat them, the mighty Liverpool, if we could beat them.
Well, at the moment, Liverpool can't beat anyone still apart from Everton because Brighton, you name it, Wolves, Brentford. But moving on anyway, what's it called? Because of time permitting anyway. The other results there as we fly through, Southampton. Finally, our old friend Grace Jones, given a boot jumped off the Eiffel Tower.
What was Joe saying? Well, he's one of the best managers in Europe.
He was gone. He was for the last 2 or whatever 3 press conferences. He sounds like he's gone. He was talking about Luton, and he was talking about the team that he managed before that.
Yeah,
and all this. I don't know what was happening.
He was chatting rubbish, like what movie analogy should I use? Yeah, Schwarzenegger in Commando when he said, "Sonny, you remembered when I told you I was going to kill you last?" And he said, "Yeah, you promised." I lied. The guy was dropped from Southampton straight away. How many games straight? They dropped him because
I think 14 games or something for me. I think it was 14 or maybe I don't even know if it's up to 14. But for me, it shows you example of what's it called.
But we knew. But we said it. We said on the show. We said on the show. We said this guy. Who is he? We've got no clue. He from what? League One or Championship?
That's what I'm saying. You can't replace what's it called, Ralph Hasenhüttl or whatever his name with this.
Listen,
you might as well keep him.
Southampton blown themselves getting rid of that guy. I told you he's a good manager. He's a good manager.
I'm hearing that what's it called that
Marsh.
Jesse March has been interviewed for the Southampton.
You don't go there. You don't give your mind a break.
Ralph has been interviewed for what's it called, Leeds job. Gerard's been interviewed for hello. Dancing. I think that was Madonna. Madonna had a song like that. Was it Janet Jackson? But anyway,
they both did.
There you go. But moving on quickly, we'll fly through. Fulham having a great season once again there. A nice victory over Forest there.
William, goodbye for them.
Newcastle back-to-back 1-1s. As I said, that could be their Achilles heel, not being able to score more than 1 goal, and it's a problem. And then they keep now the clean sheets are drying up a little bit, which is what they normally depend on. And Amron finally cut back. Not yet. We'll see how it goes, but we'll see that one. Man City, a formality win over what's it called over Villa there.
They're looking like they're turning it up, man.
Yeah, there you are. And then once again, Rashford on the form of his life. What's it called, as you said last week? And since the World Cup,
World
Cup, he's been the guy with the most goals in all competitions. He scored 13 in all competitions. Mbappe, Messi, you name it.
I told you. I said a few weeks. I say he's looking like I don't want to say poor man Mbappe, but he's looking like something there. He's looking like.
There you go.
And but the thing is, he's got all the attributes to be to do what Mbappe does.
Definitely. This is what he's been doing for a couple of seasons now. The mind is now settled.
The mind is settled there.
I got it screwed on.
You got it screwed on. Good one. Good one.
Moving on quickly, Champions League is back. We'll quickly fly through. There's a couple of games there, big games there. Milan versus Spurs.
Say that again, sorry?
Milan versus Spurs. I'm going for a home win.
I say Spurs, you know.
Oh, well, okay. The big one there, PSG versus Bayern Munich. I'm going away win Bayern Munich.
PSG. Wait. Is Finger fit for that game? I'm hearing
Mbappe might be fit, but Messi's not there.
Wow. To be a tough one though. Tough one. I'll go PSG still.
All right, then. What's it called on Wednesday there in the Premiership? Arsenal versus Man City. I'm going for I think Man City wins 2-1, but it's possibly could be a draw.
I'm hoping for a draw.
All right, then.
I'm hoping for a win. Obviously, I'm hoping for a win, but a draw, I would take that.
Okay. Champions League again, and Borussia Dortmund versus Chelsea. I'm going for Dortmund to win 2-1 there myself.
I'm going for Dortmund score draw.
Okay. So you're not going for Dortmund there. You're going for a draw. Just want to clarify that. Are you upstairs? Are you with Mason there in the VAR room?
I think they quickly told me what Dortmund. Yeah, I was like, no, score draw. Oh. Well, we are okay.
Once again,
back. But that's why
Dortmund versus Chelsea.
They need people in the panel doing the jobs. You called me up on it straight away, live.
Well,
they could have done that themselves.
That's it. Draw the lines. Don't forget the lines. Offside again. But
score draw. Score draw.
Then. And what's it? And then, and what we got there on Thursday, a big one in the Europa League there. Barcelona informed that are now, I think, 11 points clear now because they played the game because in the league, because Real Madrid were in the World Cup Championship, winning that thing there anyway.
Yeah.
And Barcelona versus Man United.
Barca.
I think Barcelona will scrape it 2-1.
I think they'll scrape it as well.
Yeah, that was it. Let me just sign off myself by saying I watched the epic Super Bowl 57.
We don't want to hear it now, please.
Let me just sign off. Well done there to Kansas Chief there. One of the best
Super Bowl
against the Eagles. This is for us, American viewers.
Listen.
Hello, international football, baby. Even though this is NFL. Well done, Patrick Mahomes there, MVP there again, and your second, ring there. But yes, I know not everyone watched it. I was chatting to myself in one of my chat rooms. I was being told there.
Exactly.
Chatting to yourself. No one's even reading. No one's even sending a message to say something. Entertain him. Why is he talking to himself? I was blown. But anyway,
exactly. That's what you do right now. You're talking to yourself. But so whilst you're signing off with your Super Bowl, I better be signing off with my recommendation. Guys, start watching this show called Your Honor. It's a good TV show there with the guy from Breaking Bad. It's a top quality show. Watch that.
There you are. There's a little advertisement.
We might as well just throw them in. It's Super Bowl.
We'll soon be getting some sponsorship deals. Sponsor us anyway. Get out of here and sponsor us.
Showtime.